So earlier we discussed the three major functions of the cilia that can be found in the human body. So first, they can be found along the linings of the trachea in order to release the mucus out of the respiratory system. Second, it can be found along the linings of the fallopian tube so that they can facilitate the movement of ovum or egg cell from the ovary down to the uterus. And then the last, they can act as the signal receiving antenna in which they can transmit molecular signals from the external part of the cell towards its interior. So that is the concept of cilia. And in addition to that, cilia can be found among other species of microorganisms like bacteria and protozoans, and they help for the cell movement. So, for the continuation, let's try to discuss flagella. So, flagella, plural, then flagellum for singular. So, last time we've mentioned that flagella and cilia are similar to one another because both structures consist of microtubules, one of the major proteins or fibers of the cytoskeleton. And then another one is that they are similar to one another in terms of their function because both structures can be used by the cell for movement. Okay, so that they can move from one place to another. So in order to further discuss flagella, let's try to have the question in our presentation. That is, compare and contrast cilia and flagella. So let's try to identify first the differences by using the following illustration. So as you notice on the left side, we have the cilia in which they are green in color. It consists of thread-like structures that are extremely small. On the other hand, on the right side, we have the flagella. We have 4 flagella in our example for this illustration, okay, which is green in color. So let's try to discuss the differences between cilia and flagella. So for the first one, based from the observation that we have, they differ in terms of their number per cell. So obviously, we can say that cilia, okay, they have large number per cell. Okay, so you have large number per cell. So as you notice, we have several thread-like structures along the surface of these unicellular organisms. So we have large number of cilia per cell. Okay, let's have the flagella. How about in the case of the flagella? So in this case, you have 4 flagella for this type of cell, and it is very obvious that the number of flagella for each cell really differ from the cell of the, or let's say they differ from the cilia in terms of its number, in which they are few in numbers per cell, few per cell, or it could be one or few per cell. So the best example of this illustration is the sperm cell, in which we know very well that sperm cell consists of a tail. So this tail actually pertains to the flagellum. So this is an example of a cell that consists of one flagellum, which is the sperm cell. But in our illustration, this unicellular organism, or let's say this bacteria, consists of 4 flagella. So, to reiterate once more, they differ in terms of their number for each cell. So, for cilia, they are large in number. So, on the other hand, for the flagella, you can have one or few number for each cell.